So before we begin today's video, we had a trip planned actually to run the 191 in Arizona, which is like hundreds of miles of twisties. But unfortunately, there was a huge fire up there and the road was closed. So a couple of us this past weekend, we went up north in Arizona and tried to avoid all the fires and had a good time up there. It's nice to get out of the 100-degree weather and drive up north where it's like low 90s. Had a lot of really cool people out, some pretty quick cars. Didn't really run into a lot of traffic, which is good. Just nice getting out with people and, not wrenching on cars all the time. The point of wrenching on cars is to be able to do stuff like this. So it's a really nice opportunity. Just a reminder too, if you are located in Arizona, I'll post a link to my Instagram and you can link up with me. And I have a group where we run, toge all the time and meet up and try to do stuff like this. So if you are in Arizona or close to the state or you're around, just hit me up and we can get something on the calendar and we can meet up. Today's episode, we're going to be adding some aero, much needed aero, to the back of the C5 to match this front splitter I have. So I ended up going with the 9 Lifes Racing 71-inch Big Wang, they call it. I am missing the end plates, so I think they're going to have to ship me those separate, but it does mount to the bumper beam. So you have these uprights, and then it actually mounts right back here to the bumper beam, nice and secure. So should make for a pretty rigid setup there. It does have adjustable attack angle, and I'm going to be probably playing around with that quite a bit to get things dialed in. Aero on the street is kind of interesting, so we'll have to see how that goes. Obviously at a later date, I'm going to be tracking this car. Once I upgrade brakes and tires and get some like R compound tires and stuff, I'll be tracking it, but these are future mods. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is tape off where I want my holes to drill in the bumper beam, mount those chassis mounts on there, and then start building upwards from there. Just marking off my center line is going to be here, and then my general area I masked off so I can then accurately tape off where I want to, or mark off where I want the holes drilled for the uprights. Well, that was not the easiest thing to drill through, but got it done on one side at least. Let's see if this thing bolts up. Just gonna leave everything kind of loose for now to get everything situated and then actually bolt it down, but yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, so I got the mounts on, I got the uprights kind of loose on there, and then I'm just gonna throw the wing on and see if it all fits up. All right, so here's the final product. Like I said, they forgot to send me my end plates, so I'll be putting those on eventually. But yeah, It's pretty massive. I don't really have it bolted down yet. I'm still gonna play around with some stuff, but it is really stable, you know, when you press down on it. And I've actually seen pictures of people, like 2 people sitting on these things, so they're pretty sturdy. Just not even too long ago, like a couple days ago actually, they're running the Grid Life. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It was a race in Chicago, but the class leader was actually a C5 Vet with the same wing on it. So it's definitely race proven. So just to recap the measuring part, because I kind of glossed over that in the video itself for anyone actually doing the install. So what I did was I measured the full width of this bar. I divided by 2 to get my center line. And then I took the width between these 2 uprights, which was 25.5 inches, divided that by 2, and on that measurement I just went from here out here, made a mark, and I actually made the mark near the top because this is kind of where like the upright meets the bumper here. And then same, that half width I measured from the center line again out here, and then I used a punch to mark my holes where it was, and then started drilling from there. The holes I drilled were a 3/8 bit, a little bit bigger than the hole itself, so I can get some wiggle room and adjustment. I did have to adjust it just a hair. I used a level to make sure it's all even and everything, and then bolted everything down after. The other thing is I have to adjust the angle of attack here. I think the correct operating range of this wing specifically is around 5 degrees. So I still have to work on the leveling the car itself, and then setting the rake or stance of the car. And once I have the car set, I'm gonna have to measure from edge to edge. So basically like this, to make sure this actual angle is 5 degrees. I had this at like probably 25 degrees right now just for an exaggerated look, but that's where it's supposed to be at. So probably in a couple upcoming videos I'll be able to test this out. Still have to do a bunch of maintenance work. I'm going to be overhauling the cooling system next, so probably going to be doing a video on that.